Yeah, welcome in Prague again. The picture is from last year. Yeah, we had better weather last year. Yeah, my name is Rene. I'm running a little Wi-Fi design office called Second Wave, and I'm doing ECSE trainings in German language, which is much easier for me. I like to talk about cables, because if you want to save airtime, cable, stupid. Last year, some may remember, I talked about the German Angst. We have several kinds of Angst in Germany. I learned we have a lot of people from Germany here today, and I think most of them will agree. Wi-Fi is insecure. Yeah, it's a serious network admin says it's insecure. It's not available. Yeah, they have bandwidth fear. That was the issue for my presentation last year. And yeah, little joke, 5G is much easier to implement. Yeah, the new fear seems to be everything has to be wireless. What's that? This is what everybody, I think, found if he is doing surveys. We, wait, want to use this. Yeah. What I have mapped here is nothing more than one cell of a so-called wireless presenting device. It looks like an access point, and yeah, you should have it inside a normal network. And of course, it has its own channel and doing all these own channel AP things, which we don't like, of course, because we like to have a central controlled Wi-Fi environment. Yeah. So, and this one is outside. How does it come to that situation? Because different departments. Yeah, that's not the IT networking department doing. That's done by media guys, which we have in the back. Yeah, so they don't talk to each other, of course. So I found that is this device. I will not say anything about that. It's just crap. So I found another location where I had a much more bad situation. You see, I have 3 of these spark LANs here, and I just highlighted one of them. And that's the cell of one of them. All on channel 6, just by the way. Yeah. So what to do? Yeah, I'm saying maybe you should integrate it into your Wi-Fi infrastructure. Use it like a client. So then they have to read the manual first, because that's the default config. Yeah. So yeah, and if you look around, that's the device. I think everybody found something like that around. Yeah. And if you look to the data sheet, you will see this one. I will come back to that. It's not very new. Yeah. But you also will find this one. 100 megabit Ethernet. Don't ask me why it is 100, not 1000, which is normal today. But there is one. Yeah. So just to make it clear, it is on the back. Yeah. So I would recommend to cable that stuff. Of course, people say, oh, it's another department. We cannot do anything about that. Yeah. Maybe they have more power or something like that. So we cannot do anything about that. So, but I recommend to cable it, because then you will not have the airtime of that device. Or if you cannot cable it, let it run as a client. So, and thinking about that, I started to set up my own environment. Yeah, that's in my small little office, a beamer under the ceiling. Yeah, and this one is one of my wireless presenting devices. I have several of them. I'm using one in the moment. Apple TV. Yeah. So, and the only thing we do there is mirroring the screen to the beaming device or to the screen. Yeah, so nothing more. You need an HDMI interface and you're done. Yeah. So in opposite to my friends in the real networks, I'm using this device as a client, the Apple TV. It is connected as a client. So, and the reason why I recommend to cable, you can see here, you need power. You need power elsewhere. So then you can cable. I will come back to that later. So yeah, why I need a beamer in my little office, just looking PCAP with Eddie all the time. Yeah. So yeah, I configured the Apple TV as a client to my network. And as you can see, I also use 80 megahertz channels as long as I can, yeah, because I like the speed, yeah. So, but if you look to, hopefully it will work. No, just another try. Ah, yeah. I have captured the spectrum, yeah, and you can see that is the beginning of the communication, and now it looks like it goes back to the 20 megahertz channel. I think the reason is because the client is just using the 20 megahertz channel, so all the other rest is wasted for the rest of the communication. But we also can see, that's interesting, we don't need too much of spectrum or of airtime or however you want to call these resources. Yeah, so it works, of course, in general. It will even work with the click shares configured as access points, yeah, until it can't. So, yeah. I have now a new project because I started to investigate the packets flowing from the Apple TV to the network, and I'm not very far with that. So this is a project with OpenAnt, I think. Yeah, and other things to do. What I want to do is I want to compare how it runs wirelessly as a client in this case. Or I will also try to create it as an access point, see what is the different, how many airtime will be collected from that, and what about having such things cabled the proper way, to say which airtime I can save, yeah, in cabling that. So, but that's a bigger project because I need a ladder and things, and I have to find an outlet, and I have to bring thick cut 7 cables from the ground to the ceiling. So it may end up in a longer patch cable, which is this size, or maybe I will try a new thing in cabling, which is coming up, called single pair Ethernet. Some may have heard about it. It is the next big thing in premise cabling since Cat 7 via PIMF. Yeah, some people say that. So it looks like this. Look at this connector, very small compared to a 4-pair cable. Yeah, and just for your reference, I grabbed the main buzzwords and standard names, put it together, and yeah, that's for your reference. So the conclusion of all should be that if we can cable, we should do that. Because as long as the printer isn't mobile, as long as the presenting device isn't mobile, cable it. So I'm done.
Thank you.